Yeah, the thunk was a little bit sounding different, wasn't it? And how did we end up with a mess like this? This is pretty much the way I left it last night. Uh, yeah, the rollback, which will show you how we got to this mess, is quite long. So let's just get into it. And yeah, I'm not going to sit here flapping my lips and wasting a bunch of time, because the rollback in itself is an episode. Anyway, let's roll back. Okay, so at this very moment, episode 1173 has had its final edit, and it's being rendered into a file that I will be uploading to YouTube probably in about 10 minutes from now. And then at 5 o'clock Winnipeg time, a lot of you will start watching it. Hopefully it'll be in high definition, because I'm a little bit later today. Now, what I'm thinking about here, you remember I was saying I would like to be able to have this jaw pair at right angles to this pivot point right here. And I was thinking what's going to happen is there's going to be a certain amount of spring involved. Like these joints will all be under tension. And I'll get it just right, but because there's spring involved, I won't be able to get it within a fraction of a millimeter, because, well, there's a lot of quite a lot of, well, there's all these joints for one thing, and then there's quite a bit of distance, and wood is not stiff like metal. Wood will bend. So there is going to be this certain amount of spring, and I was thinking, how can I fix that? And then the solution is so simple. It is so simple, and I don't know why I didn't think of it, because the one that I could have bought from Amazon employed what I am going to do now, and that is have something that will hold it tight between here and here, and not have to go all the way around through. Like I say, it's so simple. So what I'm thinking of doing right now is taking this whole thing and drilling a hole right down through here. Put a sort of a pin of some kind, about 5 inches long, maybe not even that long, down through there. Fasten the pin on one end, and have the hole, like probably this part here. The hole would be or maybe this part here. The hole would be a little bit smaller, so that it could be glued in place. And in other words, what's going to happen is, let's say Mr. T's poking device is the rod. Now, Mr. T, don't worry. I'm not going to do you. I'll go find something else. But the idea is, it would go like this. Okay, and then I could have a set screw on one of these pieces, whichever one it slid on, and I could tighten it up, and I could probably, I'm guessing, adjust to within a tenth of a millimeter. I'm just sort of guessing, but I think I could probably adjust it to within a tenth of a millimeter of what I wanted. Now that's the plan. I'm going to do that later this afternoon, but while I'm waiting for my video to render, and I better go check on it, I just wanted to mention this. So, yeah, don't know why I didn't think of that before. Okay, I know in yesterday's episode I had said that I was going to use a screw in here, but I've changed my mind on that. I'm going to use a nail, probably this nail right here, and I'm just going to sharpen the end of it so that it's probably at a point of about almost 45 degrees, or a little bit more pointy maybe than 45 degrees. And the idea is it will be a lot smoother than a screw is, because a screw, as it's turning, or in this case as the platform turns under this thing, which you will see, it could slowly start eating its way in. Now, I guess I could also sharpen the screw, but I'm going to use the nail. However, before I make the hole for the nail right here, I want to know where is the point of the number 11 blade going to come. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount the blade on here, probably something like, well, that won't work. That won't work because the point would have to be, maybe if I just use just one screw right here. See, I want to have it about like so. If I have this hole right at the very end here, and use crazy glue to reinforce it so it doesn't pull out. I'm sort of thinking out loud here. Okay, yeah, I maybe I could have two holes, or almost. Now, the reason I want to have it like that is so that, no, I guess it could be offset like this. I want the knife to always be parallel to the screw. So if it was, I guess we'd have to go back this way. Yeah, that makes sense. If it went like that, then the blade could be sticking out the front here, and the screw could be back a little bit. Okay, let's try that. Let's see if we can get this blade mounted here. I was going to say sorry for getting my fingers in your road, but apparently I'm upsetting people for saying sorry so much. Okay, yeah, I think something like that should be okay. Looks okay to me. Well, maybe I could even come back just a little bit more, and then when it's closed up, it'll look nice, you know. Not that it has to look nice. Okay, I'll think of something here. Okay, I've made a couple of marks here where I think I should drill. And I found a drill bit here that is just slightly smaller than the outside diameter of these screws. Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can drill those holes. You know, I'm wondering if I should do a test on a piece of wood first and just see if maybe this is too big. I think I better do a test first. No, it's not too big. I can tell by the amount of resistance going in there. Guess I shouldn't try to talk when I've got a piece of mini shredded wheat in my mouth. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to put the macro lens on, but that's a nice smooth point that is not going to dig its way into anything as it's being rotated. At least that's the plan. Okay, I had originally tried to put a bit of a bend in the blade. I wanted it to, when I put the screws in, I wanted it to be, you know, tight up against the wood here, and not curl out like this. But it wouldn't bend. It was very springy, so I had to heat the end of it. I hung onto the blade end of it with a pair of pliers to act as a heat sink, so I don't think I took anything out of the blade. Now what I am planning on doing is, this is just more or less a test blade. I will put a brand new blade in there. I think I've got 300 of these things, or whatever now. Oh. Okay, now do I get these holes maybe a little bit too far apart? Well, let's see if we can get one started. See what happens here. Okay, I won't go all the way in. Yeah, this is not going to work. 2 is not going to work. Well, let's see how tight can we make it with 1. I suppose I could always put 1 on and then put a little bit of CA glue underneath the blade there. And then when I want to change the blades, just break the CA glue loose. Now, how does that look? Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay. I wonder what this was off of. It seems to be almost perfectly straight, so it should work out. I saved it from something. Now, yeah, the idea will be if I can go something like that. I think what I'll do is I'll drill a hole just a little bit smaller than this rod in this one, and a hole a little bit bigger than this rod in this one, and it'll slide on the rod and it'll keep everything parallel. And then put everything back together and we'll determine where are we going to put the, where was it? I lost it. My nail that I sharpened. Oh, I'll find it. It's got to be somewhere around here. I'm the only one in the house. Now, you would wonder, how is it that something that is so simple could get so complicated? I've made 2 attempts to drill a hole right through both of these, and both of them were crooked. Pretty soon I'm not going to have any wood left. So I went down to my workshop and I got my drill press vise here, which I probably should have done in the first place. At least this will hold it straight, but I still might have the problem of these very small bits on a long distance like this starting to wander. Well, we'll just have to hope for the best. I'm starting to run out of, like I say, I'm starting to run out of wood here. But at least this is square now. Now let's give it a whirl, see what happens. Okay, now the trick will be to not let this slide. I suppose I could put a little bit of CA glue on it and hold it together. But let's just see what happens. I'll just go nice and gentle here. It did move a little, but so long as it's going to be square, that's the main thing. Guess we'll soon find out. Okay, I've sharpened the end of this, and that's as far as it will go. So we can drive the rest into the wood. That should hold it. We're getting very close to the place where we can try this out. Oh my goodness. That looks like a dead grasshopper laying on its back, doesn't it? Now that's all I'm ever going to see every time I look at this thing. Okay, this is just a Robertson screw upside down in here. That way, when I get it poked in there, it won't all of a sudden pop out. Okay, I think we're pretty square here. I'm just going to go down until it stops when it hits the platform. And that was it, I think. Yeah, you can see it there. Maybe I won't pull it back. I'll just grind that off. Yeah, more fun. Can use my little grinder. Yeah, can't get scratched on that. Okay, now to think up of a set screw. Probably come in from the end like this, and you just tighten it up, and then it will jam on this rod. So that when we get the rod in the spot we want, we can just lock it. Once again, that's the plan. You know, I was just thinking I better check and see, is the blade gonna clear that shaft that we put in there? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be just fine. Well, maybe not. We got a problem here with. Oh no, that's gonna work. Yeah, it's gonna work. For a minute there, I thought maybe this elbow or whatever you want to call it was gonna catch, but I think we can get around that. Yeah. Yeah, we can get around that. Okay, so now about a hole. I think, like I was originally saying, I think we'll go in right here. Okay, I don't want to be getting too close to the back here, and yet back here is where we have the most, it's the thickest, if you know what I mean, or longest. And the idea is to try and come out in this hole here in the front. And yeah, then the set screw is going to wedge on the shaft. I think that's pretty close. Just let me stand up here and sort of eyeball straight down on it. You can probably see it right now better than I can. Yeah, it looks pretty good to me. Okay, well, here goes. Okay, I've got a screw here that I just went down in the workshop a moment ago, and I removed the point off of it, probably about 1/4 of an inch. The idea being is that we have thread going right up to the end there. Just give it a little bit more of a bite, you might say. Now, I've already screwed this in before I took the point off, but it should still go in okay. It's kind of threaded itself already, if you know what I mean. As long as it doesn't cross thread, it's not going to deteriorate there or ruin the wood too quickly. I just want to be careful that when I feel it come up against the rod, that I stop. I don't try to keep going. And that's it, right there. There's a little bit of tension on it there. So I think that probably what a person can do, back it off just a little bit, you know, just get it exactly right. Maybe put a tiny bit more tension on it so that it doesn't want to slide too easily. Yeah, I think this is going to work. Okay, let's get the blade in place here now, and then we can, oh, I found my nail. Then we can determine where exactly to put the nail so that it's going to be at right angles to the blade. Once again, that's the plan. Alright, now I have to remember now I've got the blade in there. I don't want to be grabbing this without using my common sense here, because that's pretty sharp still, even though it is an older blade. Alright, so if the point is right there, we probably want to put the hole right here. Okay, yeah, let's try and find a bit the same size or slightly smaller than this nail. Okay, I've drilled the hole. It's a pretty tight fit, and I'm thinking that if it does split the wood, it's going to split it this way, and the split will probably start at the end here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this extra thin CA and just let it drop down on there and kind of soak in, let it cure, and then force the nail through. I think we'll stand a better chance. Okay, I do have the windows open, so any fumes that come off of this are probably going to get diluted pretty quick. Well, I guess I'm going to have to nip the end off here. Where's the nippers? There we go. Okay. This is the Instaset, not extra thin. Remember I used it by mistake? Just put a drop on here. Whoop! I would think that should be more than enough. Story of my life, right? Okay, I realize that not all of this is in focus. The depth of field isn't too good, but yeah, I don't think we're going to split. Okay, so here we go with the poor man's arbor press. Actually, the little drill press that I had before this, it was almost identical. It was like these things. There's probably millions of them built under different names, and I used it for years, many years, as an arbor press. You just sort of knew, you know, how much you could use it as an arbor press and how much you couldn't, you know. Okay, now we're going to go right through and out the other side about, a quarter of an inch, I guess. Okay, how does that look? I think that's just about right. Yeah, that's just about right. Okay, we are so close to being able to try this out. Well, it has been a beautiful evening here in Winnipeg. I know you probably can't see it, but on the other side of the clock there's that screen that looks over at the bridge. I haven't changed it to the bird feeder all day. And these big, beautiful, puffy clouds. Maybe if I remember, I'll try and dub it in later. Maybe I'll find it and dub it in now. Okay. Now I don't want to go all the way through, so I've set it so that the bit will stop just when it gets very close to going through at the other side. Did I forget to tighten that again? Well, as you can imagine, I am quite anxious to try this out. And I think you probably already know how I'm going to do it. But you know, I best clean this up first. There's no big rush on this. And I'm pretty sure it's going to work, but then I've been wrong before, haven't I? Yeah. Anyway, I guess, what have we got here? 3-4 minutes almost after 8. I almost got time, but you know what? I'm starting to get tired. Kevin, thank you for helping to make my day. And all being well, we're going to see you in the morning. Well, it is morning. It is just barely morning. And I've been busy this morning. Besides spilling my coffee, and I think this is the first time I've done that, just a few minutes ago actually, I was almost finished cleaning up here. Yeah, I guess I wasn't paying attention. Okay, got a little bit on our manual here. So, Step 11 is a little bit on the soggy side. That's okay, I can still read it. I'm not going to be planning on, mounting those things in a picture frame or anything like that. Now, I think it's time that we tried out our dead grasshopper. But before I do, and I won't video this, but I'm going to change the blade. I'm going to put in a brand new blade. So why don't I just go ahead and do that, and we can recompose here, and yeah, try this thing out for real instead of just talking about it. Okay, I've put a new blade in our grasshopper, and I think we're ready to go here. This is going to be interesting. Got a piece of card here. What is this anyway? Pizza crust. Okay. Okay, I knew it was pizza crust. I'm just trying to be amusing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a piece and I don't think we have to be all scientific about this. Let's just tape a piece down and find the center. Well, the way we're going to find the center is as this is spinning, there will be one spot that is not moving. It'll be rotating, but it won't be moving. That'll be the center. Okay, where's my tape here? Okay, I've just roughly measured this front barbette here, and I've just roughly adjusted this, and I have just roughly found the center here using the helping hands. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and place the nail down in the center of the smaller circle. Okay, like that. Now, if the thing wants to go like this, that's okay. I'll just let it. So what we're going to do now is just slowly lower our blade and drag it along. Now this is the first time I'm trying this, so get ready to have a good laugh. I'll have to admit this is taking longer than I thought it would. Well, it's a case of maybe we were through a long time ago and I was expecting to see something flip up. Okay, what do we got here? No, it wasn't quite through, as you can see. Okay, I think that maybe I'm going to have to find a lighter card, or maybe a heavy paper, maybe even a 50 weight, ordinary paper. Oh, I know you're quite a ways over there, but like I say, we're kind of running out of time here. You know what? I don't think that these barbettes are perfectly round. I think they're out of round. Sort of oval shaped. Well, we'll take a good look, but that's going to have to be in tomorrow's episode. So thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.